What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to start by talking about Lucid and how they are suing the state of Texas over the direct sales ban. So I'm going to talk on that, what that means for ultimately us as investors. Outside of that, we do have our upcoming launch event set for November the 15th, and there is a big business announcement that they're going to be disclosing. So I want to talk on what that may or may not be. So I'm going to go over all that fun stuff. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Is always greatly appreciated. With that said though, let's get right to it. So news came out today, so Lucid is suing the state of Texas over direct sales ban. So ultimately, any purchases have to be done through a dealership. Of course, that is contrary to what Lucid is doing as far as that model. And again, Lucid's model is very good. It does cut on a lot of the middleman, a lot of the costs associated to that. So the fact that Texas is trying to, as far as ban that and take a step back into the Stone Ages, it's not beneficial for companies such as Lucid. But in my opinion, of course, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. I personally feel it would be very beneficial if other EVs did join this fight against the state of Texas, aka Tesla. So let me know your thoughts on that. I want to talk, what does this ultimately mean for us as investors? Well, plain and simple, cost. Additional cost is going to be associated to Lucid. Of course, they'll have to pay dealerships to have sales run through them. Again, nobody really wants that at the end of the day. But I just want to draw your attention to one additional thing, and this is on Lucid's website. So you can see Texas right here. They do have a upcoming new studio in Plano, Texas. And I was speaking to a studio advisor out of Vancouver, and he's conveniently actually heading to Plano for this PR event for test drives and so forth. So that's a pretty cool thing. But does it make this new studio pretty much useless? Because keep in mind, this new studio is not a dealership. So what does that mean? Can we not do sales in Texas? Again, it's one of those gray areas as of right now. So this is why it's a little bit more advantageous that Lucid does fight the state of Texas over this. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below as well. If any of you do work for a dealership, let me know how much as far as costs that a typically dealership would take from a sale at the end of the day if Lucid was to use a dealership per se. So let me know your thoughts on that. Very curious. We do have a upcoming launch event, like I said, on November the 15th. I'm sure a lot of us already know that. They've done a lot of PR about this, and in that PR though, they've talked on many things, one of which is how they are launching the touring and also pure versions. But I do want to talk on one thing that is stated in here that really stands out. So clearly, like I already said, they're talking on the launching of the touring and the pure. They also talk on the gravity. So the fact that they bring up gravity, but they also do signal that there's going to be a business announcement. So clearly, by them saying it in a separate form, you can tell that it's going to be different from the gravity. And initially, when they did come out with, as far as this PR, they didn't really let us know exactly what it entailed. So I did do a video. I said most likely it was going to be the gravity, because based on the Q2 earnings, they've really talked on the gravity. I believe they mentioned it roughly about 17 times. So clearly the gravity is on their minds, and they already know that there's going to be a massive demand for that. So when it comes to it though, what is this business announcement? Of course, just throwing some ideas out there, they did signal in Q1 that they are going to be having the second prototype of ESS, so it could potentially be around that, because also in Q2 they did expand the Casa Grande, I believe by 3 plots of land. They did purchase 2 and lease 1, so one of those might be ESS related, so again, that might be associated to that. Over and above that though, it could also be a partnership, aka maybe Apple. That's one thing that I think a lot of investors really want to hear. I personally feel it wouldn't be that though, as far as a partnership, especially more so with Apple. I don't think it's Lucid's position to announce that. If anything, it'd be more of a joint kind of announcement, or if anything, it might necessarily be Apple because they are the bigger player. So again, it could be a partnership, it could be ESS, or I think the common thoughts is about this. So this is their 2021 forecast of what they're going to be doing for vehicles and everything like that. You can see right here in 2025, the future model 2025, and we already know that is a mid-size SUV around the 50,000 price point. They have talked on that quite a lot. Eric Bach has mentioned that as well. So affordable mid-size SUV, potentially that could be it. Whether they actually announce it and show us a little bit more pictures or a prototype, or at least something that might be coming. And this midsize SUV is going to be very good because it's going to piggyback off of the Gravity's huge demand. So that could be one thing, but also just be aware the Sapphire, nobody knew that was coming out. So again, it might be some random thing that we do not have any thought or clue about. It might be a truck, it might be an airplane, who knows, right? It could be absolutely anything. So when it comes down to Lucid's vagueness, they are very good at that, plain and simple. So business announcements, let me know your thoughts on what a business announcement does and will entail. Again, hopefully for them having this big event, it is going to be enough hype. And it's very different on how they're doing this because clearly this business announcement might be pretty big or at least bigger picture. And we have our earnings tomorrow, so November the 8th. And the fact that they are going to be saying this big announcement on November the 15th, normally the future guidance aspect of earnings is where they talk about this exact point. So Lucid definitely is doing things very different, to say the least. But again, I could be wrong. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. So when I did see this, as far as what they're talking about business announcement, it drew my conclusion to a lot of different things. And then I started to think on why aren't they bringing this up in their actual earnings? So again, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just jumping to conclusions a little bit, but let me know your thoughts on what you feel this business announcement is going to be, and also about the Gravity. I think the fact that they are talking on the Gravity and the fact more so on our price point, we're very much red, 1.73% down. It doesn't make sense in my opinion, especially the Gravity. There's a massive demand, and you can even tell that based on here. I brought this up on quite a few videos, although Gravity, based on their initial projections, was supposed to come out in 2023, got moved to 2024. Unless, you never know, maybe they are talking about the Gravity on how it's going to be moved up sooner. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but clearly look at this demand. 49,000 is estimated for 2024, 86 and 134 in 2026. So clearly the demand for a Gravity far exceeds any other type of vehicle that they have. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. It's always greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.